Hey guys, how you doing? I had a spare minute and I thought I'd jump on and do a live as we haven't got one scheduled for this week. So thank you for joining me. And just make sure I haven't got the settings. Okay, so everyone can post. Okay, so good to see you all. Thank you for coming in. We've got 4 people in the chat already. As you come in, if you wouldn't mind smashing the like button, that would be much appreciated. All right, 6 people. That's great. Nice, nice. Okay, so I thought let's have a chat. Let's chat about carnivore stuff. If you've got any questions for me, please let me know and I'll answer your questions happily. Anything you want me to talk about, I am happy to discuss. Excellent. We've got 11 people now. Please let me know where you're coming in from. Say hello. We've got no comments yet. I hope my settings are correct on this. Oh my goodness. Okay. If you can hear me, maybe you can't hear me. If you can hear me, please chuck a 1 in the chat. That would be much appreciated. I'm looking to see, maybe I've messed up my settings. I've got no one talking to me. All right. So, here we go. Excellent. Okay. So Kara's coming in from Central Illinois, and we have got Linda from Florida. Thank you very much. Okay. And Alan from LA, California. How you doing? Okay, awesome. We got 14 people in. Please smash like as you come in. That would be very, very helpful. That'll bring more people in, and we can have a bigger and better chat. If you've got any questions, put a Q in front of the question, and I will get to them. And other than that, what's been happening on my end? Well, this week I've been doing lots of interviews. As you probably noticed, there's a lot of interviews been going live. I'm kind of in doubling down mode at the moment on that, and that will hopefully continue. Hey Simpson, how you doing? Coming in from Iowa, and we've got Money coming in from Toronto. How you doing? Okay, so hopefully, yes, I'll be doubling down on the interviews, which means that I'm spending more and more time sitting in this seat. So it's becoming a well-worn seat at this stage. And what else has been happening? I made a video this week talking about some changes in my diet, and a couple of things that have changed. Hey Rick, how you doing? Couple of things that have changed. Thanks for joining. I have stopped coffee, and I have started eating salmon roe. It's just this kind of little bit of a multivitamin thing that I'm doing just to make sure I'm getting some extra vitamins in my diet, just in case. So good. I guess that's in reference to the coffee. Now, I haven't become this anti-coffee zealot or anything like that. I still like the smell, and obviously, I think I still like the taste of coffee. But I just wanted to cut it out because I want to try and improve my sleep, and I want to kind of improve things in as far as I'm taking in a lot of nutrition because I'm doing carnivore. I want to give my body the best chance that it can of using all of that nutrition. And so I want to improve my sleep. And the amount of coffee that I was consuming, which was by the bucket load, um, probably as much coffee as water in a day. So it was pretty bad. I just had to give it up. And Linda, you're oh, thank you. I'm going to mispronounce this. I guess, is that Cheyenne? I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Wyoming, right? No coffee. Yikes. How do you feel? Well, that's a good question. So I'm feeling pretty good now. What does happen though is that it gets to about, I'll be sitting in front of the computer working away, and it'll get to about 2 or 3 in the afternoon, and I'll start to feel very kind of like, when you're really, really tired and it's almost like you feel your head's kind of wobbling because you're so tired. It's a little bit like that. So I have to get up and walk a bit more. But the first day it was awful, but I just kept reminding myself, I feel so bad and so tired now. The sleep I'm gonna have tonight will be amazing. And it was. The sleep that I had after the first day without coffee was amazing. Slept like a log, and I didn't sleep that long. I was wide awake at like 4:30 in the morning. So, yeah, that's how that goes. Um, Again, I'm not anti-coffee. I just at the moment, I'm anti-coffee for me. So Linda has a question. Do you only eat eggs and minced beef, or do you eat other cuts of beef? I do eat other cuts of beef, but that's when we go out and have dinner in a restaurant or something. I tend not to. Occasionally I'll have a steak at home, but I just like the convenience of mince. It's just chuck it in the pan, mix it around, it's done. And so that's why I'm stuck to the mince and the beef. Again, though, I have added salmon roe recently, but that's just like as a little kind of snack in the middle of the day. And that's not a snack because I'm hungry snack. That's just a snack because I want to just give myself that extra nutrition. And the real kind of impetus behind the salmon roe was I read an article on I'm going to say his name wrong, Carnivore Aurealis's blog about salmon roe, and I noticed that it's high in iodine. And I thought, well, my thyroid's okay according to my last health check, but um, you know, better just make sure I'm getting all the nutrition I need. And it's probably better to take it through the most bioavailable kind of source, which is, animal food rather than, taking a tablet or something. So that was really the impetus for that. And Florida says, good sleep is the best healer. Hooray for you. Thank you. Hey, Jay, how you doing? Okay. And NJ, the longer I'm carnivore, the more coffee I drink. It's really out of control. That's what happened to me. So that's why I needed to give it up. I've always been a big coffee drinker, but in the last about, I guess, year, it just got out of control and it was getting stronger and stronger and stronger. Like if you're a smoker or a drinker, you have to kind of give yourself a bigger hit of the thing to kind of get the same response. Like, so you go from the, 8 milligram cigarettes to 12 milligram cigarettes to 16 milligram cigarettes. And it's the same with alcohol. You go from beer to wine to hard spirits. And um, yeah, that's what was happening with my coffee over the last year. And that's why it was affecting my sleep. Okay, so Mama Cracker coming in from Ohio. How you doing? Jay's watching from Pennsylvania, and Ben's here. How you doing, Ben? Coming in from the Philippines, and we've got where are we? Nola Carnivore. Daryl's coming in from New Orleans. Okay, and there we go. Brooks here, Pacific Northwest. Yay. Hey, Brooke, how you doing? Good to see you. Okay. Hey, Beth. And Winter Lion from Canada. Good to see you guys. If you haven't smashed like, please do me a favor and smash the like button. All right. And any questions you've got, put a Q in front of the comment, and I will definitely get to it. And Jan says, "Hi, Dave. Oh, how you doing, Jan? Um, from a very cold Michigan. It's like the temperatures at the moment in the States are unbelievable. I was talking to semi-retired Bob the other day, and he was telling me what it's like in Omaha, and like it's cold here, but the stories he was telling me, it was making me feel like we're actually experiencing a heat wave in Japan. So, but for reference, the coldest it's been so far in Japan is about in Fahrenheit, it would probably be about 32 overnight, um, -1, or maybe that's 33. Um, okay, Ben, 2 coffees a day with salt and Lugals. That's my morning routine. Second brewing as we speak at 10:20. Nice. Yeah, I wish I could join you, but I've still got my coffee cup. Still got my coffee cup, but in my coffee cup now, I have exciting boiled water. It's very exciting, but it's been a good replacement. I quite enjoy it actually. So, okay. NJ, exactly right. I used to be a big drinker and a big smoker. I really need to get a handle on it. NJ, in some respects, because I used to be a big drinker, big smoker, it's my feeling is me too, big drinker, big smoker. Maybe it's just, that's you've got a similar personality to me. Like once you get onto something, it's just you got to keep going, and then the hits need to get bigger and bigger. So yeah. Northern Stitcher, good evening from Alaska. How you doing? Okay. Brooke, we had ice, freezing rainstorms in the first part of the week this week. Whoa. And then we've got Michael coming in from Australia. I gave up coffee January 1st and don't miss it one bit. Nice work. Okay. Wow. And this is so interesting. The Philippines not being that far from where I am. I mean, as relatively, um, you're walking around in shorts and flip flops. That's crazy. Wow. Um, and for me, when it's weather, I mean, 29's nice. No one's ever going to complain about 29 degrees. But when it's midsummer here and it's humid and like really, really rough, like 37 degrees and nearly 100% humidity, um, all I can think about is I can't wait for it to be winter. And then right now, all I'm thinking is I can't wait for it to be summer again. So I'm never happy. Winter Lion, very cold here. I switched to beef bone broth with beef fats. Delicious. Nice. Okay, Linda. Dave, you eat one meal a day. What time of the day do you eat? I eat at 7 a.m. So I have breakfast at 7 a.m. It takes me about half an hour to eat that kind of monstrosity. And then, yeah, apart from the little 50 grams of salmon roe, which is not much, it's a couple of mouthfuls, 2 or 3 mouthfuls, then I'm done until the next day. And, before I was actually feeling that, the coffee was helping me with satiety, like, and probably at the beginning it was when I first started. But it seems I feel fine now. Yeah. So just water will get me through for the rest of the day, and I don't feel hungry at all. I'm very, very stable. Okay. Darkfield Carnivore. They'll finally have time to catch a live from Australia when the sun is burning hot right now. Yeah. Whereabouts are you in Oz, and what kind of temperature is it at the moment? Kelly, I'm freezing in San Diego. It's 57. It's supposed to get down to 52. Ah, okay. Ben, haven't seen snow since 1988. Don't miss it one bit. Yeah, I mean, like I've when I when I went to Ivalo in Finland, um, it was beautiful. All the snow and seeing the aurora and all that kind of thing. It's all very nice, but then I'm just like, I wouldn't like to have to deal with this every year. I wouldn't like to have to deal with the snow every year like this. Because it's just extra work. Um, Okay. Um, Florida. I think coffee has a diuretic effect. Yeah, I've read that, and I just kind of went, "Oh, I drink a lot of coffee," and I've also seen reports that kind of say, "Well, it does, but you're drinking the water with the coffee, so it kind of, evens out," or whatever. But I will say, since I've stopped coffee, I don't go to the bathroom as much, and, I'm drinking less water overall. Which it's not because of any other reason that I don't feel that urge to drink water, so it was having some diuretic effect, I think. Hi, Sandra, how you doing? Hey, whoop. We've got Dougfield Carnivore in South Australia, 36 degrees, but the UV is through the roof. Yeah, it's killer, especially like that Melbourne, Adelaide, Perth kind of that line is or is it like that or, I'm not sure, but the summer sun is just killer. It's just burning hot. Yeah. Okay. Linda, husband 18, I'm 77, carnivore 4 months, love it. Nice work. 17 degrees here, 57 sounds good. Yeah, relatively, yeah. Congratulations, Linda. That's great that you and your husband, have are doing well. Winter Lion, eating butter beats the winter blues in Canada. Yeah, nice. Very Bernie. Indeed, indeed. Okay, Sandra says, "Believe it or not, there's no snow here in Chicago. There is, but only a thin layer and none accumulated on the cars. Thank goodness, because I hate cleaning snow off the car." Yeah, so that Paul, how often do you adjust your eating habits for planning for travel? Not not very much at all. I just stick with what I'm doing. When I traveled to Australia recently, um, what I did is, I decided I was gonna fast on the plane because, even though even though on the plane, they've got a nice menu and whatever, I don't know what's in it. And, so I decided to fast on the plane. So what I did is for breakfast, I had, like, so many scrambled eggs and so like, just an insane number of scrambled eggs and beef. And I was staying at a hotel before I left that day, before I flew out that day. So what I'd done is I'd prepared it all the day before. So I had like these 3 plastic packets. There's a short on my channel about it. But I had these 3 plastic boxes full of scrambled eggs and beef. And I just sat in the hotel room that morning. I ate them all up and then I fasted all the way through. Um, I thought I was going to be needing to fast all the way through to, Australia from Japan, but we had to stop over in Singapore, and when I was in Singapore, I was able to get a really nice steak, so that kind of filled there wasn't a big hole there, but that kinda just, took the edge off. Yeah. So, guys, as you come in, if you haven't already, please smash like. I don't know how many likes we've got on the video at this stage. We've got 32. We've got 69 people in the chat. If you wouldn't mind, please smash like now, and that would be really nice. That would be really kind. Thank you. Okay, so da 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 da. William, how you doing, William? Good to see you. Thanks for coming in. And Sandra, Dave, you're the only one here on YouTube that pronounces my name correctly. Thank you. No worries. No worries. I make a point of trying to pronounce it correctly simply because naturally in my kind of native voice, I would be pronouncing it incorrectly. So no problem. um, Okay, Lexi. Hi, Dave. And how is your kidney function on carnivore? My MD tells me it's bad for me, and creatine and EGFR have unfortunately gotten worse, but I do feel better on carnivore than any other way of eating. Um, I'm sorry those things are getting worse, but glad you're feeling better. For me, everything's been fine. My um, physical results, my bloods, my all my tests, my urine tests, everything have all been fine over the last few years. So um, I guess it's all fine and in working order. But I will have to go back and get an updated medical check probably in the next few months. Um, okay. We've got Denise. Next week celebrates 1 year carnivore. Mostly. Some days we've eaten off our carnivore plan. Always say it's not worth it. Need to let go of the social pressure at times. Yeah, it's the social thing can be difficult, but yeah. Look, the important thing is that you are celebrating 1 year. Congratulations. And also, you're saying you've eaten off plan, but you're able to easily go back on plan. So that's a very good sign. That's a good sign that when you are eating off plan, it's just a quick kind of, okay, we'll celebrate with you and then we're done. Then we're back to eating normally. And that's the important thing. You're getting back on track. All right. Whereas someone like me, I have that little celebration and then I just go off track and never go back. Um, Ben, Dave, when are you going to start a Facebook group? Actually, that's a good point. Let me write that down so I remember to do that. I need to start a Facebook group and I can keep in closer contact with everyone. So I'll just write that down now. Facebook group. Okay. It shall be done. I'll try and do it today, if not by the end of the weekend. Okay. Brooke, I watch Australian Border Patrol videos and it's crazy. They take jerky away from everyone, from people. Yeah, they don't let any food in. They're super strict. I can't it's something about pests or something. I think they had bad experiences with pests being introduced, and they wanna minimize it as much as possible, and they just take everything away. But I flew into Melbourne years ago, and I remember watching, watching this guy. I don't know where he was from. He was, from, I guess, China, Japan, Taiwan, somewhere like that, and, he had a backpack, and they were asking him to empty his backpack, and they said, "Have you got any food?" And he said, "No," and then they said, "Okay, open your backpack," and inside his backpack, it was just, like, sandwiches and all sorts of stuff, and, like, some people I feel sorry for people like that because no one's trying to smuggle sandwiches into a country, right? They bring the sandwiches in unknowing, but then he's on camera and they're filming him like he's this, criminal. I felt a bit sorry for him. Um, so Josh, how you doing? Plenty of snow in Kentucky. I haven't had coffee this month so far for Lion Diet for World Carnivore Month. Not easy, but trying to stick to it as close as possible. Um, Awesome, Josh. Well done. Nice work. And Sandra says, I think it's because of your accent, but I did mention at one point that that the first A is pronounced like A in father, but people still get confused. Yeah. Sorry, that jumped. I have to go. Oh, I think I've missed a couple. I'll have to go back to some. Um, Shanomak. Hi, Dave. 18 here in Ottawa, Canada. Second time on Carnivore. Did really well the first time till had some bad reaction to the COVID shot. Myocarditis, very scary. Oh, back on 50 days, doing well now. Awesome. I hope I hope things continue to go well for you. Okay, let me just go back. Okay. NJ, 63 years old, been carnivore 10 months. Sorry to keep harping on the coffee, but you really have me thinking. It's really my last vice. Guess I really just need to stop it. Maybe tomorrow. Yeah. I mean, for me, it was tough, but I was just, one of those things is, um, you kind of, you really have to think to yourself, what is it like, what's my reason for giving up? And mine was, I just wanna have a good sleep. I wanna not wake up, you know? And, carnivore improved my sleep a lot. But over time, what's happened is, my coffee consumption has increased, so my sleep has degraded, and I just needed that why. And it just finally came, and I was just tired of being tired. Yeah. Okay. All right. And we got Paul. Third week on carnivore. No issues with beef and butter. I don't have cheesecake. But when I ate homemade beef jerky as a snack, the thought of cheesecake disappeared. Nice. Awesome. Kathy, really enjoying your videos and interviews. My husband has rheumatoid arthritis and had a massive heart attack a year ago. 8 stents. We are carnivore since August, off all meds except for one, keeping stents open. Oh, wow. I'm really sorry to hear that about your husband, but I'm glad you're both doing well on carnivore. Wow. And, Kathy, I wouldn't mind continuing the conversation. Like, what does your doctor or cardiologist think? I'm just, trying I I, I can't imagine many mainstream cardiologists kind of saying, "Oh, yeah, okay, go for it. Do carnivore after stents." I mean, I think it's probably a good thing for you, and obviously you're feeling better, but I kind of that's, kinda going away from what the mainstream narrative is. Um, the pros outweigh the cons for me with coffee. Stops me getting hungry during the day. Apparently, it unregulates metabolism, especially when you're fasting. Yeah, and yeah, I'm sure that for most people, even probably for me, coffee actually the pros do outweigh the cons. It's just I got out of control. And so at some point I may go back to having coffee. If I feel that I can get to the point where I can have like you're having at the moment, Ben, 2 a day. Like, you know, 2 coffees a day for me is like saying, "Just have 2 beers, okay? Don't touch the beers over there. Just have these 2 beers," and, I can't do that, and, it was pretty much the same with coffee. But, I wonder how the share price of Starbucks is doing now that I've stopped. Josephine, what do you think about drinking coconut water? I I've never thought about it, to be honest. I don't really have an opinion on it. Um, what does everyone else think about coconut water? Because that's something that yeah, it's never even crossed my mind. Um, so I'm not even sure what the kind of the macros are of that or anything. So yeah, I'm sorry, I can't give you a valuable answer there, Josephine, but hopefully someone can jump in and add something that'll show on screen. Okay, Josh, wanted to tell you I finally reached my goal weight from 311 pounds to 180 pounds in 10 months with Carnival. Congratulations, Josh. That's awesome. Nice work. Hang on. I have to get my calculator out because um, I've got to put this into kilograms. Nice work. Nice work. 81 kilograms. Okay. Hey, Ron, how you doing? Thanks for coming on yesterday. And everyone, if you wanna check out Ran's video, it went live, kind of, would have been about 10 AM Eastern on Friday. Kathy Collins, doing carnivore month and really enjoying this lifestyle. I took your and Bob's advice about ground beef and eggs. Yum. Uh, and I'm on team no sardines. I do need my coffee though, my only vice. Team no sardines. Yeah, I'm haven't had any sardines since I've been on Carnivore, but I wouldn't say no to them, but, um, I've really gotta be in the mood because the smell kind of the smell of them kind of makes it a bit of work, you know? Um, hey, John, how you doing? Okay. Brooke says, "We have so many artisan coffee roasters here, it would have to be desperate measures for me to quit coffee." Yeah, that would be like if I was still living in Melbourne. Melbourne is like that, and, like, so many little kind of niche coffee shops and out of the way coffee shops and stuff, you know? Like, it's just Melbourne has such a big coffee culture, it would be really difficult. But in Japan, like, the coffee's not so hot anyway, so, yeah. Okay, so feedback on coconut water from Jay. It tastes disgusting. Okay. Um, and Shanamak, what about decaf coffee? I only drink that. Um, if that's working for you, that's great. For me, though, that would be decaf coffee is just a gateway drug back to regular coffee, you know? I'm I've seriously overshared on my channel. Everyone knows how, um, weak I am when it comes to anything that might have some kind of influence on my body, like drugs, alcohol, etcetera. Yeah. Um, okay, and Jay's saying, "And it's from a plant and full of sugar, the coconut water, so it'll keep you out of ketosis." So, yeah, I think the consensus on coconut water I won't just seeing some of the comments. The consensus on coconut water is probably not a good idea. Some for the nutritional point of view and some from the taste point of Okay, and actually, this is important. There are anti-nutrients in this this one's not about the taste. There are anti-nutrients in coconuts that can cause allergic reactions in people. Yeah. Um, okay. So, on the Kathy's comment before about her husband having the 8 stents, cardio not terribly happy and rheumatologist not happy, but he feels better. He was so tired and weak. He feels so much better. He's continuing running our cattle ranch. Oh, wow. Awesome. Um, yeah, I mean, obviously, I'm not a doctor, but to me, it would seem that the most dangerous thing you could have in your diet when you're trying to protect your heart is sugar or anything that becomes sugar when you ingest it. So, I mean, the cardiologists and rheumatologists can argue about, saturated fat does this, blah, 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 but they can't argue with how your husband's feeling, that's the thing. Um, and, you know, it would be odd for something that makes everything feel much better in your body and something that we've naturally eaten for forever, um, to be bad for you, you know? Something that's not man-made, yeah, and something that hasn't been, you know, cultivated to the point of, I mean, bananas now are not like bananas that existed thousands of years ago, or millions of years. I don't know. My my understanding of these things is limited, but, you know, bananas are different these days. So, yeah, natural foods would seem to be the right thing for me, from my perspective. Let me just sneeze. So, okay. Um, So Ben is saying fresh coconut water is very common here in the Philippines, 3 or 4 grams of carbs per 100 milliliters. Apparently very good for the kidneys and urinary system. Oh, okay. Okay, Paul. Have you ever used fish sauce, 100% anchovy, to season your beef when cooking? I haven't. I don't. The only thing I put on is salt. That's the only thing that's on. And when cooking, fat, or I don't even cook in fat anymore. There's enough fat in ground beef for it to cook on its own. Um, Josephine, it has to be better than rock stars. I'm mixing the coconut water with water and ice reminds me of the beach. Weird thing to say. Weird thing. It says no fats. Hmm. Aid. Call off the search party. I'm here now. Everything is going to be okay. Thanks for joining. Thank you very much. All right. Let me just, you know, as we've still got people coming in, this is a good time to do a quick like check. We've got 59 likes. We've got 82 people in the chat. Please, if you haven't already, please smash the like button. The more you smash the like button, the longer I can stay online, because that means we'll have more people in the discussion. Okay. Um, gateway drug. Okay. Hey, how you doing? Okay. And Aid says, note, the preferred fuel of the heart and brain is ketones and fat. Seed oils, sugars, carbs, and chemicals cause inflammatory mitochondrial dysfunction. In other words, bad for you. Nice. Yeah. And you know, whenever people are talking about this, I always kind of come back to this simple simple thing I think about. Food that existed forever, just that we were eating forever, why would that be worse for us than the stuff that um that people have made in a lab, that people would probably get rewarded for the more that product sells? If you design a product that sells really well, in other words, it's got the perfect combination of, you know, sweet and salty and whatever. If you design some product in a lab that sells super well, then um, then the likelihood is you're going to get rewarded. You're going to do really well in your job. The same as if in any other job, you want to do the best you can for the company. And the best you can for the company is, design the best product. And the best product for the company is the product that gets the most sales, gets the most people addicted, so they keep coming back and buying and buying and buying and buying. You don't have to care if it's good for people. You just have to, do the bare minimum, which might be fortifying it with particular vitamins. And we're still at the point, obviously we are not, but the general public is still at the point where they're thinking meat's dangerous for you, but this stuff in a glossy package that was designed in a lab is not. It just makes no sense. Okay. Yvonne, Um, hi, Dave. Love the regular people testimonies. Can you share again how to get in touch with you? Yes, please. Yvonne, shoot me an email at realzerocarb@gmail.com. I will put that into the chat right now. Just make sure my spelling's okay. Okay. And Danny says, hey, Dave, you look tired. Go to sleep. That's my normal state. That's my normal state. Rick says, been hot here in Miami. Okay. Michael, I think I'm a bit like you, Dave, vulnerable to addiction. I find it's best to completely abstain from anything addictive, sugar, alcohol, coffee. I even get addicted to salt and always seem to overdo it. Yeah, like anything that's got the potential to be addictive to me, I just have to completely abstain. So yeah, I imagine, yeah, that's I guess something that's common among people, you know, not across the whole population, but there's probably a lot of us out there, Michael. Um, and yeah, just I know I can look at, for example, a cigarette. It's been a long time, but I can look at a cigarette and someone smoking a cigarette and I can just go, I don't want to do that. Or I just have no feeling. But if I had 1 or 2 and I got into the social thing of having the smoke and having the chat, and of course, having the chat becomes a lot easier when you're smoking, um, then I think, I would be straight back down the addiction road. So, the interesting thing is when you talk about sugar, alcohol, tobacco, coffee, something that they all have in common is there's also a social aspect to them. Like, you go out and you have coffee, you go out and you have dessert together or cake together or whatever. You go out and you drink together. You go out and you sit around a table and smoke together and talk. Um, and I think, you know, that's another reason that it's easy to get addicted to, I think, 'cause for me anyway, I think it broke down a little bit of the social anxiety kind of thing. Um, and I think a lot of people feel that, maybe that's why a lot of people, once they start drinking when they're, in their, I don't know, late teens or early 20s, they kind of, they start drinking a lot because they realize that, you know, that makes them less inhibited and they can make friends more easily and stuff like that. Okay, John, what about unsweetened coconut milk in coffee? Have you or anyone tried it? I haven't. Has anyone else tried that? Unsweetened coconut milk in coffee. Okay. Oh, Sandra, thank you for the update. 60 likes, 72 likes. Thank you. Um, okay. And Delpha coming in from Washington State. Okay. And Mary says, gee, I'm always late, but regardless, Dave always gets a home run. Cheers, Mary. Thanks for coming in. Okay. Aid says, our genes haven't changed for 2 million years. We need the food that our distant ancestors ate. The closer to paleo man or his good wife that we get, the healthier we become. Yeah. Okay. Andrea, hello. How you doing? Florida, Florida. Sugar-free gum has helped me after dinner when I have a craving. Not ideal, but it works. I remember back in the day when I was going on keto, one of the other times, the sugar, like the xylitol, I think it was, containing chewing gum, helped me a lot with both alcohol and sugar. And I would just kind of, chew it after dinner and just the kind of I think it's like when I used to do Nicorettes to give up smoking. I think just the fact you're doing something with your mouth, it kind of helps with the cravings. Um, oh my goodness, Martin, it's 3:50 in Germany. I must be crazy to watch this live chat. Wow. What are you doing up at 3:50? Are you getting ready for work? Oh my goodness. Well, thanks for coming in anyway. I really appreciate it. Okay. What else have we got here? Ben says, I'm addicted to fasting. Love the buzz, so restrict myself to one extended fast per quarter. Fasting is like an extended fast is something I need to do again because that buzz is really good. Really, really good. Like you feel so good. And so, yeah, I need to try and do one again. I wonder if I should do one this weekend. Like, I've already had breakfast. So when did I have breakfast? About probably 8 this morning because it's Saturday. So I wonder if I can go till 8 o'clock Monday. All right, hold me to it, guys. I'm not eating until but today's Saturday, so we might end up having a family dinner tonight. I'll see. If we don't end up having a family dinner for whatever reason, then I'm fasting till Monday. Otherwise, I'll fast like early next week. Um, Thank you, Martin. Thank you very much. Okay, we got see people started liking, and now we've got 95 people in the chat. Okay, so please smack away, guys. Okay, Paul, I should stay away from Japan. I would gain 20 pounds just by eating okonomiyaki and fried silver noodles. Yeah, those two things. And you know the bad thing about okonomiyaki, which is for anyone that hasn't been to Japan that doesn't know what okonomiyaki is, it's an Osaka traditional dish, and it's basically like it's kind of the shape of maybe a shape and height of kind of two reasonably thick pancakes sitting on top of each other. And basically what it is a pancake made of egg and cabbage, and then on top of things like, squid or octopus or bacon and stuff like that, scallops. Um, and tastes really good. And so the fried soba noodles, yakisoba, is really good too. And they both go really good with beer. And, this is one of the things that's really dangerous about Japan. They've got so many foods that go so well with alcohol. And Japanese people are good at moderating. Me, not so much. Okay. 8. When I see sugary and carb-filled products, my reaction is revulsion, and that's poison, not human food. Yeah. Um, I'm pretty much that way myself now. Like if I see you go into Starbucks, for example, and you see all the baked baked goods in the window there, and it just looks like, this isn't real. This is plastic. This is garbage. But yeah. So in Japan, outside restaurants, they put the wax models of all the food that they have on the menu. And going into a Starbucks, it kind of looks like that. Like what's in the display case is not actually really, something you can eat. It's more of a wax model. So Andrew says, I agree. I have an addictive personality. So if I have one, I will have it all. One glass of wine turns into the whole bottle. One piece of cake turns into the whole cake. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Peter, 27 top here in Sydney. Nice. 27 degrees. That's a nice one. Okay. Good night, Mama Cracker. Cheers. Thanks for joining. Sandra, thank you for the updates. Okay. Okay. Brooke says, now that I've been 98% carnivore since 31st of March last year, my sense of smell has changed and some things smell different. Thyme smells like horrible mold, and potatoes smell weird too. Ah, okay. Yeah. Mine is when I walk past a bakery and it smells like I don't know how to describe it. It smells like a mixture of sugar and chemicals. It's just like it smells like sweeter than I ever smelt it before. It's really, really strange. Yeah. Um, okay. Please hit that thumbs up. Thank you, Sandra. Okay. Josephine, yeah, just refresh the page. It's only 28 likes. Now there's 79 likes. Yeah, for some reason it was updating automatically on the page without a refresh recently. Like YouTube did an update, and now it seems to have it's not doing that anymore, or maybe it just doesn't do that on live streams or something. Yeah, but thanks for checking. Stephanie, I went ketovore this month, and the keto flu is hard. I drank the salt electrolytes 1 pack, and I'm still tired. I'm not too active right now. Yeah, it's really tough when your body's changing over like that. Yeah, just, keep up the fluids, keep up the electrolytes, try and eat as often as you can. Focus on the steak and butter gang. Have this thing that is, um, when you first get started, the transition phase is like, maybe I'm going to butcher this a little bit, but the transition phase is where you feast as much as possible. And the point of that is to put you in a state where you're always feeling full. So you never feel like going and eating that chocolate bar or whatever it happens to be. So, in the first week or two, in that transition period, you just eat and as much as you can. So maybe, with the fluids, the electrolytes, and a more consistent pattern of eating that might help. But yeah, it is tough. Okay, sugar-free gum is not good. It contains aspartame, which turns into formaldehyde in the brain. Yeah, it isn't good. I agree. So Aid says, "Note you need to be in the right mood to fast. I love fasting, but don't do it regularly. I like to mix it up too." Yeah. Yeah, you do. If I for me, I definitely I agree with the mood. I definitely agree with the mood thing because, like, if I'm not 100%, like, I'm doing this and positive about it, if I've got any doubt in my mind, then yeah, probably I'm gonna fail. Tall Cedars. Kathy, now that your husband has found carnivore, he will feel younger all the time. You will have many years of ranching ahead of you to enjoy. Yeah. Okay. Oh, here we go. Ben, I did an interview a couple of days ago. I was 85 hours into my fast at the time of recording. I was going 100 miles an hour. Had to break the fast to get to sleep. Wow. Wow. And, I think I saw some of that interview the other day. That was with, Carnivore Nation, right? Okay. Da, da, da. Yeah, see, baked goods not even tempting anymore. Mm. And the dog lover, I stopped coffee about 4 months ago. Sorry, just get my water. I stopped coffee about 4 months ago. I don't miss it. I make myself a cup of hot water with a little heavy cream and butter. I love it. Nice. Yeah, it's surprising how your tastes can change. Like, I quite enjoy the just hot water on its own, you know? Um, the only thing about it is if the coffee gets cold, I actually enjoy that cold coffee. If the hot water gets cold, I'm like, "Oh, I don't like this anymore." So, yeah, I've gotta be, like, just sipping it, sipping it, sipping it. Once it gets below a particular temperature, I'm just like, "No, I'm done." Yeah. It smells like sweet death. Yeah. Okay, and it says, "I see 97." Nice. Oh my goodness. Um, Walmart deli Pat says, "Walmart deli smells like rancid seed oil funk." Oh, nice. Um, and Paul says, "I traveled to Hiroshima 20 years ago. The okonomiyaki was amazing, paired with some soba noodles and an ice cold Sapporo beer is amazing. It was part of my addictive experience traveling." Oh, nice. Hiroshima is a really nice place as well. So I'll tell you a story about Hiroshima. So when I first got to Japan, I was doing a teaching job, and I was basically teaching salarymen, businessmen. And one day I had a guy from Hiroshima, and we are talking about Hiroshima, and some context. Okonomiyaki is from Osaka, right? So, the okonomiyaki that's made in Hiroshima, everyone calls it Hiroshima-yaki. And so I was saying to this guy from Hiroshima, "Oh, I loved Hiroshima yaki. That was one of the best things I had when I was there." And he just looked at me and he said, "In Hiroshima, we don't call it Hiroshima yaki. We call it okonomiyaki. It's only you guys that call it Hiroshima yaki." So he wasn't impressed. Anyway, yeah, but, for anyone coming to Japan, Hiroshima is definitely a place that you should visit. Of course, historically, it's an awesome place to visit, but it's a beautiful city. It really is a beautiful city. Yeah, John says, "It's harder to walk past fresh bread than donuts now. Donuts are too sweet and the smell isn't the same anymore." Yeah, agreed. Um, although although there is one donut shop that I think is the worst one, and like, even before I went carnivore, before I went keto, before I went carnivore, before I went anything, I still think the donuts from this place smell bad, and that's Krispy Kreme. They just they have this chemical smell, like, it's just so strong. It's not a smell that's just, like, sweet, kind of, "Oh, this smells nice and sugary." It's kind of like it's like attacking your senses, like, "Eat me." It's like a chemical designed to be like, "Come on, get me down here." And then you've got this aftertaste because obviously I've eaten them. But yeah, and there's this aftertaste. It's horrible. Um, okay, so where are we going? Oh, yeah, Ben. So, Dave, yep, Carl at Carnivore Nation doing part 2 next week. I couldn't stop talking. And guys, I've only seen part of it. I need to go and watch the whole thing, but you should definitely go over to Carnivore Nation's channel and check out his interview with Ben. Both great guys. Um, okay. And where are we going now? Do we have any questions? Do do do. Here we go. Uh, we know you really want Dunkin' Donuts. I don't miss well, when I think about it, I suppose Dunkin' Donuts is pretty bad as well. What's the one in Australia? The the pink donut shop. That was pretty bad too. Um, yeah. Ah, there we go. Beth says, "I was a donut addict and I never liked Krispy Kreme." B-Dog says, "Loved your interview with the guy, Tim." Yeah, I just can't believe that, as I said to him, like, you've been starving yourself of nutrition your entire life. Um, and yeah, it's really good that, he's found this way of eating because he's finally getting some nutrition and he's finally feeling better. Um And we had a bit more of a chat off camera and, things are really looking up for him. So, yeah, I definitely wanna get him back on in a few months and see how he's going. Yeah. So, Brooke says, "Dave, is your wife ever gonna convert?" No, she'll be supportive about it, but she'll never convert. J and more so because of the cultural reasons than anything. Like, honestly, it would be so difficult for a Japanese person to do it because they would constantly be under a microscope from everyone around them. It would just be so difficult. Um, a Japanese person living outside of Japan is different, but a Japanese person in Japan it would be so tough. I remember getting a Twitter message once from a lady who lives reasonably close to me, saying, we should start up a group in Kansai for people doing carnivore, and I was like very surprised that she was a Japanese person doing carnivore in Japan. Excuse me, but we lost contact. So yeah, I couldn't follow up on that any further. Um, do, 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 do. Yeah, I'll definitely get him back on. Um, Dunkin' Donuts coffee is the best coffee. Uh, I don't think I've ever had Dunkin' Donuts I don't think I've ever had have I had Dunkin' Donuts? I must have. I must have. Okay. Bum, bum, bum. Okay. Aid says, "What is ironic is that I used to tell people how good the beer, sushi, and sweets were in Japan. I love the people and the culture, but no more bad food for me." Yeah. Paul, as you live in Japan, how often do you eat fish while on carnivore? Um, I used to eat fish on and off, but since I've been on carnivore, I haven't up until recently. I've started eating fish eggs, but that's all I'm eating. So I'm eating salmon roe, um, and that's just to get iodine and stuff like that. And that's because it's easy, just like few scoops, done. Um, but yeah, I haven't eaten fish. Part of that is because in my last job, I was not living close to anywhere that was any good that I could go and get some sashimi or something like that. And also, like going to the supermarket and getting fish, it just takes it's so much more hassle than just ground beef, and so I just don't. I should, but I just don't. Yeah, because I'm lazy. Shh. Um, yeah. So Aid says, "Is the Australian franchise called Donut King?" That's it, Donut King. That's it. Yeah. So I've eaten Donut King donuts before, so that's basically the same as Dunkin' Donuts, I think. So yeah. Um, and the donuts there are pretty bad. Not that there's really a good donut. There's not a healthy donut out there anyway. B-Dog, you need to visit the guys in the South, Sean, Larry, and Kip. They're not far from each other. Dante lives down there too. Do you need a trip to America? I'm gonna do it one of these days. I will. Um, what we need to do is we need to kind of, I don't know, have some kind of official kind of meetup or something so that we can kind of get a lot of people together for a day or something like that and just, yeah. But I really do wanna do it. I really wanna meet the guys in person and, I wanna meet everyone else. It'd be, awesome. Brooke, does the roe you eat have any added coloring and preservatives? I'm not sure. I was talking to someone the other day, just in the comments, and I was saying that I need to, I actually need to read the label a little bit more closely. Um, so, but the supermarket that I go to hasn't had it the last couple of days, so I haven't had a chance. I haven't had any, and I haven't had a chance to look at the package. Yeah. Lila, hi. Whoops, sorry. I'm fresh in after Christmas, fall off carbs and junk, and now immediately rejected by my body with bad symptoms like sharp headaches and bowel cramps. Ad- uh, Adaptation to poison lifts fast. Yeah, yeah. Wow. Okay. Well, I hope you continue. Um, Yeah, I hope that's good that it's been rejected. Yeah, obviously it's not pleasant, but it's good that it's been rejected, and those moments it really keeps us. It really it's a good reminder for us. Okay, this is why I'm on the straight and narrow because this isn't good for my body at all. Yeah, Kara, how long have you lived in Japan, and why did you move there? So I'm coming up. I'm almost at my 18-year anniversary, and I moved to Japan because I was a bit bored in Australia. So I'd traveled a lot when I was younger, in my early 20s, for a company I worked for. And I was kind of like in London and LA and South Africa and Hong Kong and all around the place. And when I got back to Australia, it was good to be back in Australia because it was like sometimes a lot of travel is exciting, but it's also very tiring. And, I was happy to get back in Australia, get settled down, but then, after getting settled down in Australia, and life getting back to normal after traveling so much, kind of like boredom set in. And I was thinking, okay, well, I need to do something else. I need to make a change. And so I decided, okay, well, I'm going to go and live in Japan for a couple of years. And so there's nothing more different than Japan. And so I came to Japan, and it's just so easy to live here that I stayed. And yeah, so almost 18 years later, here I am. Excuse me for one sec. Okay. And Florida's another place I need to get to, John, because I love to catch up with you. And there's so many people I've met and interviewed in Florida. And also, I need to meet up with Rick and have an iguana. I want to try an iguana at Rick's place. So, okay. What else we got? Okay, question, Susan. What's in the salmon roe you're after particularly? It's just got lots of vitamins in there, and the main thing was the iodine. Okay, I thought, well, I can. It's actually it coincided with me buying this bottle of iodine, and I started using that, and I thought, and then I saw this blog post about salmon roe, and I thought, well, I could be taking 2 drops of this iodine every day, or I could just eat some salmon roe. And probably if I'm eating the salmon roe, then it's going to be more, the nutrition in there is going to be more easily absorbed into my body. So that was the only reasoning. But yeah, they haven't had it for 2 days. Yeah. Okay. And Aid saying, note, when we have been on a clean carnivore diet for a while, we become more sensitive to poison and we can listen to our bodies much easier. It's win-win. Definitely. Okay. Ba-dum, boom, boom. You got any more questions? Never had a monitor lizard. Whoops. A monitor lizard. You haven't eaten a monitor lizard? Okay, Brooke, if you ever come to Pacific Coast, Oregon, or Washington, that would be a great meetup. Definitely. Yeah, it would be really good to catch up. Um, yeah. Okay. So I'd like to stay online a little bit longer, but my voice is getting a little bit crackly. So I'm gonna head off right now. And guys, I'd just like to say we've got 101 people watching now. That's awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for the chats. Thank you for your time. And thank you for joining in. I know for some people it's crazy early in the morning. For some people it's crazy late at night. And I really appreciate your time. Thank you so much, everyone. And looking forward to seeing you in the next one. Cheers, guys. See you.